He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4 TV. He's wild and he's free. Nine ball top, over here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works for the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4 TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. To the perfect cup, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4 TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, how sad, never mind.
Welcome to VP4 TV. We have live streams from all the major championships held in VP4 online. On many occasions, I'm also joined in the commentary booth by virtual pool game developer Steve Chaplin. I am Tactical Genius, aka 9ball.com, aka Hugh. Welcome to VP4 TV. We have live streams from
Good afternoon, welcome back to VP4 TV. We're back just in time for the second match this afternoon, a one-loss side match between Bankster representing Kuwait and German Potting Machine. Something to point out about German Potting Machine, he was the guy that got drilled by One Pocket Slim in round one of this tournament, 19 racks to 1. But since then, he hasn't actually hit a ball in the tournament. And I've got a bone to pick with Tommy as well. Tommy also from Germany. Tommy, who pulled me up during one of the live streams, because I said Tommy's not always 100% reliable that he's going to turn up for his matches. And he said to me, quote unquote, I always turn up for my matches. Well, here's proof that he doesn't. Because German Potting Machine, having lost that match to Slim, ends up going over to the one-loss side. Sargo doesn't show up, so there's no match there. And look who there is in the next round. Tommy doesn't show up. So German Potting Machine gets through that round. So he's not shot a ball since winning that rack against Slim. And he's not going to win many racks this afternoon either. Bankster should be too strong for him. I think the one thing that Bankster will probably do is maybe make that bit more in the way of errors than maybe Slim did against German Potting Machine. So he might get more opportunities to actually win a rack. However, I think his main problem is the worst problem you could have, and that's actually stringing a couple of balls together to actually win a rack. So the room is up. They're probably lagging off. We're just in time. Bankster has won the lag. Race to 15. Off we go. So it's going to be a tall order. So that I'm going to give German Potting Machine a target here. I'm going to give him a target to get of 2 racks minimum. And he's just going to go for everything. And the problem with players who don't necessarily have any real semblance of what they're doing is when they start going for everything, all they're doing is leaving themselves wide open to get picked off every single time. And this is also the thing that I say about players knowing their limitations, but actually also using their head. And I'm wondering whether we're going to get any evidence or whether this player will actually use a bit of common sense or any sort of idea, strategy. I'm a bit concerned about that. Well, that 6 ball still passes the 9. So Bankster's going to have to swing round. Well, that's the thing that players play in challenge rooms and they build a rating up. I don't go by a player's rating in one of these tournaments until I've seen them shoot. I don't care what the rating number's at. Once you see them shoot a couple of balls, or maybe a couple of racks, you get a fair idea what level they're really at. So German Potting Machine had a go at the combo at the early part of the rack, and that was his only shot. And Bankster, I think, has broke dry. And he's maybe got a roll of the ball as well. That 1 ball's going to stay in play. So once again, well, remember what I said in the stream earlier, and I'll keep repeating myself saying this. If you're in the tournament and you're going to have any prospects of surviving, when you're given tables like this, you must be getting out every time. There is not an issue in the table other than... don't tell me the bloody donut's gone again. I've got a different mouse in and the donut's gone again. It's gone again. I can't bloody move my mouse. In fact, I can't even see the donut. Oh, there it is in the middle of the table. Well, we've got I think that's what, a 4-7 combo up top. Just a wee second to tab out. This is bloody ridiculous. I'm getting far too much of this going on. I wonder if it's bugged with XSplit that's causing the issue. There we go, it's working again. So it's a different mouse, so it's nothing to do with the mouse, it's something to do with VP4 or XSplit causing a bug in it, having an idea what's going on. Well, here is German Potting Machine's chance here, though. He's got to get up. He's going to fluke the 5, is he, if it holds the line? Not quite. Well, that there might have been his best chance of winning a rack there. And clearly he's not going to stop and think about what he's doing. He's just going to have a go at it. Which is probably the big mistake he made against somebody like Slim, who's just going to feast off him like a vulture, picking the bones. Well done, Interchange X. Solid performance. Well, we've got maybe a couple of likes there, folks, but there's still plenty more to go if you fancy it. So 2-0 to Bankster. Oh, you might have noticed on YouTube there, I changed my name to 9ball.com. It doesn't let you put in the number 9. You have to write the number 9, so I changed it back to that. Not that that's anything very exciting, but I just thought I'd tell you. Well, I thought you did okay. I mean, you did what I keep saying you have to do at this stage. You just have to be running racks where they're there to be ran, where you've not got any problems, and I think you pretty much fulfilled that part of the deal. Well, I've given German Potting Machine a target of 2 racks, and that's going to be a hard one if he gets them. But again, you think that the only way he's going to get off the mark is by, you know, somebody like Bankster hanging a 9-ball or something like that. This has got to slow up. And it has done. And Bankster doing what's asked of him. For a 3-0 lead. Well, I would like to think that, you know, these players who clearly haven't a chance of winning an event like this, you would like to think that they would ask themselves the question, you know, where do I need to go? What do I need to do to improve? And it depends. But the big question always is to me about these players is, do they actually want to learn anything? There's some of them don't give you a great impression that they do, where they're just banging at balls and not putting a lot of thought into it, all of that stuff. And you think, well, you know, maybe that's where they're one of these players where they're quite happy, where they just get to hit some balls. And as long, well, I mean, the thing is, as long as they're playing players of a similar level, then that's fine. But, you know, coming into these events, fair play to them for doing so, but it's whether they take anything away from the event, whether they learn anything by watching their opponent or watching any of the other matches, as to whether it will benefit them in the future. So the racks are flying on the scoreboard here rather rapidly. It's 4-0. And that might be a dry one. Other 6 balls tracking in. 1 ball sitting up there handily. 2 balls wide open down this end. So Bankster's just got a wee bit of travelling to do up and down the table here. So this 2 ball will be the big VP4 escape draw. Back up the table. Watch that corner pocket. I think he's okay, unless he gets behind a knuckle. I think he's still fine, but he's far too straight. He's going to be working a miracle to get down here. And I think, I mean, straight away he saw the sense that he was never going to get there. He was never going to get there. I mean, that's off the rail, but is he going to go for the cut? Of course he is. What a shot that was. Great shot. Again, of course, the hindrance is that 8 ball and the fact that he's a bit straight in the 5. And he doesn't want to take liberties here, trying to squeeze an angle that isn't there. By the look of this, he might do the big heave-ho draw again. And of course, he is. And he's guaranteed that he's seeing the 7 ball. Now, he might have enough angle to to squeeze past the 9-ball. Again, this looks a bit straight, but he just needs to dink out for the 8 into the side. Although he hasn't hit this, he hasn't gone through far enough. He needed a bit more oomph in that, so now it's a cut into the top left as we look. And that's gone to the rail too soon. So here's the chance, unless this 8-ball goes in. Oh dear, well, there you go. There you go. I thought German Potting Machine was going to get a gift there. But sadly for him, it rolled in. Well, we thought he was going to get a lucky roll there, Potting Machine, but it was Bankster that got the lucky roll. He ends up fluking at 8. There was a glimmer of hope there that German Potting Machine might have had a shot at getting out there, but alas, to no avail. And that cue ball just barely stayed in the table. And the 4-ball has gone. Push out played by Bankster. And German Potting Machine's probably going to have a bang at the bank here. Now, just a reminder to any latecomers, the last match on the schedule as of now is the match between Larry and... Have we got a connection problem here? I don't see any life in German Potting Machine's cue stick. Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, he's had a bang and he's got it. Larry and Silent But Deadly will play on Friday evening at 8 p.m. British summertime. Well, you can see German Potting Machine's just having a good old bang at balls with no control whatsoever. Is he going to get any lucky roll here? Well, he has. Welcome back to Cobra. Well, I was just mentioning before you arrived, Cobra, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, German Potting Machine got drilled by Slim 19 racks to 1 in the first round. And he hasn't played a match since then. He's had 2 buys in the 1 loss side. Sargo didn't show up, and one of them was Tommy, who says he always shows up for his matches. So I'm going to pull Tommy up about that the next time I see him, because he pulled me up for saying that he doesn't always guarantee he's going to show up for his matches, and he said, "Oh, I do." Well, he didn't turn up for the match against this guy. Well, you all know where I stand with Larry. You know, Larry, I've watched Larry for years, and the one thing that is noticeable is that he's making more unforced errors than he ever did in the past. Nothing to do with respect to the fact that he uses this bloody trackball mouse in that sense, but it's more so maybe that things are catching up with him. Because that's the one thing I'll admit is consistency and focus and all of that stuff. It might only be a game, but it still involves the same thing. You've still got to concentrate. You've still got to have the touch for the shot. You've still got to have your mouse dialed in. But I think the more I've seen Larry in recent years with that trackball mouse, the more evidence I've got on video where it lets him down a lot of times. And it doesn't help his prospects of ever going deep into one of these tournaments to another final. He's just... There's always that frailty watching Larry nowadays, and I've had that for quite some time. Yes, everybody says, he's still a solid player. Well, he's solid enough to give most people a match. But what I'm saying is to win a world championship in VP4, that's a different kettle of fish. You have to have a better level of consistency. And that might just never happen now for Larry. I mean, I would love if he was honest enough and actually changed his mouse to something cheap and gave it a go for a few months and see what happens. because there are, and you've heard me winding on and moaning on about the same thing. There are certain shots that he could execute with a lot more confidence than he can now with that crackball mouse, and touchy shots where he's needing a soft little draw or something. You can't rely on that mouse to do it. You just can't execute them with any confidence. And we've seen it let him down on a good number of occasions because of that. But that all adds to the factors as well of, getting a bit older, things like that. Meanwhile, this is heading for a bloodbath. German pot machines got lucky in the sense he's kept the cue ball on the table. Bankster's got a dodgy 5-ball at distance and he's nailed it. And the cue ball's going to stay in the table. He's got another dodgy cut, very dodgy cut, if he wants to try and cut that into the side. He can certainly take it in the corner without scratching. Well, here's the first opportunity, real opportunity in this match for German pot machine to try and win a rack. And his chance is probably gone right now if he can't roll this in. Well, here we go. First rack coming up. Well, I'll be 62 in August the 18th. As I keep reminding you guys, August the 18th, 1964. And suddenly you realise the years are running out, and then you get a letter from the government telling you that you retire in 5 years. We'll be in contact with you nearer the time. Well, there's a push out. Well, Bankster's... I don't think Bankster put a great deal of thought into the push out, but then again, I don't think Bankster's got much fear of impending disaster in this match. But anyway, German pot machine's got one rack in the board. His target is 2. It took him 6 racks or 7 racks to get that rack in the board. And of course, it's only ever through the assistance of Bankster that he got it. He's had a bang at the 9-ball. Well, the likes are creeping across the screen. Thank you very much, folks. Do everything to help me try and get a better algorithm with this bloody YouTube. I don't know how it works. But I've struggled since 2007 with Virtual Pool 4. Well, things before Virtual Pool 4. In fact, I think I started the channel back then, but I honestly wasn't doing it. I think the first thing I uploaded was off the PlayStation 3. I think that was the first thing I did. It was a pool. I can't remember the pool game either, but anyway, I uploaded something from then back in 2007, but I never really... The streaming software back then was crap. To be honest with you, the quality wasn't great. But streaming software is certainly vastly improved as the computers have improved. Well, I had to give up. Snooker. I've paid the price for playing snooker over the years because my back's gone. All that bending down, I get spasms in my back from time to time, and of course it doesn't help with the work that I'm doing as well. Bending down all bloody shift, and I get spasms in my back periodically, and I think that came about from the snooker. Stretching over a table, your leg up on the table, twisting yourself about the place. And then the eyes started going. I couldn't see the end of the bloody table. I couldn't see to play a shot from the bulk end to the black cushion end. I couldn't see the ball. So that was that knocked in the head. So the next best thing was Virtual Pool. So I gave up snooker just as Virtual Pool 3 was coming onto the market. Well, here we go. Rack number 7 on the board for Bankster. Well, we're only a few hours away from England to face their destiny. I think that there's still, I mean, they've asked a lot out of Bellingham. Kane didn't do a lot in the last match. He didn't get a lot of service, I have to say, as well. I don't know why they don't play Saka from the start. I mean, he can do some magic in the wing. They need to get cross balls in to give somebody like Kane a good chance. I don't think he get any service. That's why he wasn't in that last match very much. Well, I wonder what Thomas Tuchel's idea will be to try and snuff out Messi. But while they're snuffing out Messi, there's other dangers in that Argentinian team as well. That's the problem. But they're going to have to rely on Bellingham working some magic again, or somebody else is going to have to step up if they're going to take out Argentina. Oh, Bankster just going like clockwork here to get the job done. Well, that's the thing. You need to get that support. You need to get that extra body up the pitch. If you don't get that there, it depends how aggressive England want to be. I mean, they could go at Argentina right off the bat, but there's always that fear and that vulnerability at the back, and they keep going on about this right back position. I mean, they don't have a Terry Butcher in the team anymore. You know, somebody that was imposing at the back. You know, the old philosophy, you score 2 and we'll score 3 might work for them. You never know. You know, just go for it. Because at the end of the day, if they just faff around for 90 minutes and then you go extra time and then you end up the nightmare of penalties, you don't want to go down that route. So I think they should take a risk and go for it. And I think the other thing was lack of chances that they actually had overall in the game. I mean, they get the 2 goals in the game from Bellingham, but other than that, I don't think they really threatened the goal a great deal. I mean, good luck to them. I still say it's the best England team that there's been in 40 years. They've got more than enough ammunition to deal with any team that's left in the tournament. And you're not going to get anything easy now. I mean, there's France had a nightmare of a game last night. They were snuffed out the game by Spain. And that's what I said. I said that previously, that these teams all know how to win matches and certainly not to lose them. And the Spaniards are masters at that. And they obviously worked out the French good and proper. There's a fluke in the 8 ball. Here's a chance for his second rack in the board. As long as he doesn't thump the 7 and then run the cue ball over the place like this. See, he's not thinking, and that's the thing that gets my back up all the time with these players. They just don't think. Is he going to get it in? Yes, he is. So he's got his second rack in the board, but if he'd thought a bit more about it, he'd have made it a lot simpler. He just got lucky that he rolled round there and ended up with a shot. Oh, yeah. I mean, France were done up like kippers last night. I mean, I think that they're still trying to work out if the French actually had a shot and goal. You know, their main man, I mean, I think there was a couple of shots that went round past the post, if I can remember, but not a lot happened for them. So that's down to the way that the Spaniards dealt with them. So even if England do win tonight, nobody's going to hand them the trophy. Far from it. But you've got to give yourself a shot at it. But I don't think keeping the back end tight And not putting enough bodies and enough support up front is going to do them any favours. I don't think that's going to work out for them. I think they've just got to grow a pair and go for it tonight. But Harry Kane will be a wasted man if he doesn't get fed. You know, they've got to try and use their weaponry properly. You have to supply the ammunition to players like Kane and Bellingham. If you don't get them in there and don't get the ball in there, then it's a waste of space. Well, I gave German Potting Machine a target of 2 racks. He's got that. Needed a fair bit of assistance and a fluke to get there, but he's done it. Well, German Potting Machine certainly had these fingers burned coming into this tournament. You know, he comes up against one pocket Slim, who's not going to do him any favours whatsoever. He's just going to have a bang at balls and whatever, and Slim just wiped the floor with him. And it was always going to be the case that whoever it is he played in, a golden break for Bankster gets him to 10. It was always going to be that for somebody like him who has got no semblance or idea what he's going about. Well, he might say, well, as long as he's enjoying himself, well, that's fine, but does he want to improve? Does he want to get better? Is he going to go away from this tournament having learned anything? I don't think so. Going to have another pop at this 9 ball, is he? Oh no, he's pot. I thought he was going to have a bang there. It might have actually been worth having a bang at that one onto the 6 and 9, because you never know. He's now rolled through and just hooked himself in the 2. And we saw earlier on Coke, who had a great match with RTX 5090 in the first round, only lost out in the final rack decider. We saw the frailties of Coke 626 because Interchange X put him in trouble on a number of occasions where he was left a kick shot and he couldn't come up with a reply at any time. He really struggled to find a line. Was like a soldier without his gun when he didn't have the jump cue, firing blanks. So he definitely has something he can work on for future. He's going to try. He tried going forward to try and play the billiard combo in that 6-9 there. Well, I would imagine that all the pubs will be beginning to fill up if they've not already filled up. Where's this 9 ball going? They'll all be filled up. All the big screen areas that they have down south will all be gathering in, getting burnt by the sun, getting ready for the big match. It's good that it's 8 o'clock because it gives everybody a chance to watch the bloody thing rather than the middle of the night. Likewise for the final as well, if they get there. 8 p.m. on Sunday. And on another side note, the Open Championship starts tomorrow. I'll be up bright and early to watch the start of that. Well, there's another gift by Bankster. He hangs up the 7. And German Potting Machine may well get his 3rd rack in the board if he doesn't follow the 9 ball in. And there we go. He's exceeded his target. But unfortunately, I have not reached my likes target. We're way short of the mark there, folks. Give it a go. You know you want to. This cue ball looks dead.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, it stays in the table. Yeah, you were first. Well, so you said. You've just finally spoken the chat. Good afternoon. Was it not Happy Dolo that said he was first? Or was that the last stream? I can't remember now. Let me scroll back and read that. Right. I think you might be wrong, Mooncake, because according to Happy Dolo, right at the beginning of the stream, he said he was first. So who's lying? Who's fibbing? Happy Dolo said he done it first. Well, he ain't arguing with you. Right, meanwhile, Bankster got himself... I think he can see the edge of this 5. I don't know, he might be able to cut it. Yes, he has. Oh, now this needs to roll and slow up.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, he's stayed in the table. He's well away from the pocket. This might cut again as well, or bank. No, cuts on. Well, this could be another opportunity looming here for German Pot Machine if Bankster doesn't bank this or cut it. He might get another rack. And where's this going to end up? Well, it's going to bounce off the rail. The cue ball needs to get up higher. Well, the bank is certainly there for him. Oh, he might fluke it in the side. There you go. Well, that's what they call the cock hat double in snooker. Around the pocket angles and into the side pocket. Just roll the 9 in, and he's got 4 racks on the board. And, of course, he's overcut it. And there goes that chance. Well, I've got another few days left of my fortnight off. I go back on Sunday. Back to the grind. I mean, the weather's been great here. It's not been anywhere near as hot as down south, but it's been pleasant summer days the last couple of weeks. But where have I been all during that time? I'll tell you where I've been, in front of the television watching the tennis and the football. I stay well away from outside in this summer weather. So German Pot Machine at the table. 3 ball tied up with a 5. Now, you'd have to squeeze that quite a bit to make that go in. I don't think there's enough room anyway. Now, he could just play it. Well, has he come out to get... He might have a chance here, by the way. He might have a chance. The only problem is he might scratch if he tries cutting it and he doesn't get a hold of the cue ball. But that might go if you squeeze it. And it has done. That was well done. Oh, he's got a nice little rub there on that 3 ball. Well, now again, if you had any common sense, you just roll the 4 in and make sure you were high enough in the 6 to roll it in and go down for the 9. Has he suddenly found common sense? Well, all he needs to do is roll over to there, over to the rail. And that'll do nicely. Suddenly, it's Bankster anyway. I'm thinking it's Pot Machine. I'm thinking he's found far too much common sense. My bad. I thought it was German Pot Machine that was at the table. I thought it was too good to be true. Well, he's 12-3 now. It's definitely Bankster at the table. 5 ball goes in. 2 ball goes in. Half a shot in the 1, so to speak. A bit of a dodgy cut. Just a bit more of a test, that one. Oh, I'm always losing track. And I'll tell you something, if you've listened to the commentary with the two of us, Steve's not the only one either. He starts going off on a tangent. But I have to say, I probably make more mistakes than he does. But that's the difficulty of glancing down at the chat and then looking back up, and suddenly the table's changed, or somebody's actually, it's changed to the other player. You haven't even noticed. I've done that far too many occasions. Well, German potting machine is definitely at the table here, and he's definitely got a chance of getting another rack on the board. Now, he made an ass of the last one where he was cutting this. He's got it this time, though. And that's 4 racks on the board. That is far better than I thought he would get. And the 1 ball is tracking, but it's hanging. The break is dry. Oh, straight 2 ball. Hold it. Just hold it back an inch or 2. Well, he's went to bump the 5 out the way. That'll work as well. Although he's dead straight in the 3. Again, he can squeeze an angle out of this and spin it if he wants across the table. Well, he's leaving it at distance. But again, the reason he's doing that is that as long as he gets the cue ball out somewhere, he can cut that 5, no problem. Well, he can still thin cut that in. Cue ball's going to be running that bit loose, though. Oh, he got it too thin. Well, here's another. Where's the cue ball finishing here? Right behind the tip. Would you believe it? Is he? Is he right behind the tip? Oh, I think if he just twists that a wee bit, he can get round it, no problem. Or can he get to it? He might be able to get to it, but if he just gets jacks up a bit with a wee twist on it, just a wee bit like that, oh, you're not going to give it any chance to do anything banging it at that speed, for goodness sake. That was pretty pathetic. You've got to just bang it up there, get a wee bit of English on it, jack up and do a little soft one. Give it a chance for the spin to work. Anyway. Well, I think Slim, I'm assuming Slim's got a second monitor, right? My second monitor's sitting to my right, and it's got my XSplit display on it where I can look at the live stream and see what's happening, see what my feed is like. But, sorry, I'm not looking at the live stream. I'm looking at the live feed going out from my computer to YouTube. But I've got my phone in front of me, and my phone is tipped up so that I can see the live stream and I can see the chat. Even though I've got the chat on screen on the live stream itself, it's difficult to read it with my eyes. So I can read the chat that bit easier having the chat on my phone. So I very rarely glance at my second monitor, only if there's maybe a connection problem or something crops up or something goes weird. I'll look at that. But like what happened the other day, the bloody whole, my display went weird. And then I thought for a minute or two and I realised that if I reload my presentation, the presentation being what you see on screen, all the text and everything, the PNG files, the pictures, the clock, all of that stuff I've got saved, and I've also got it back up, saved into another folder. The easy way to fix that problem was just to reload the presentation. That sorted it. there's some weird things been happening in recent times with XSplit, and I think it's mostly to do with the updates they've done. But I certainly prefer it to OBS, even though OBS is free. I think the XSplit is far simpler to me. I tried OBS, but you've got to get all of these plugins and all of that crap to do things. Well, my second screen, believe it or not, is just a very, very old 14-inch old computer monitor that DJ Simon gave to me. I mean, it's crap. And that's all it's used for, is to see it. And so it's so small, you can't split anything up viably where it's worth doing. You know, I know on Windows 11 now you can have split screen. You can have two tabs open and have them split down the middle of the screen. I know you can do all of that, but no, it's pointless on this old 14-inch square monitor. No point in doing it. I think it's the handy thing for me is just having everything on my phone while I'm live streaming. Cue ball's gone, I think. So 12-5 to Bankster. I'm surprised that nobody else actually messes around with streaming. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you do it for other games and stuff. I predominantly use XSplit. I used to use XSplit Gamecaster, but it went pear-shaped. I liked XSplit Gamecaster because of how simple it was. It was a much more simple thing to use. XSplit Broadcaster is certainly, you know, to give you more detailed presentations and everything. But if you just wanted to fire up XSplit Gamecaster for a live stream, you could do it very quickly. With this one here, you've got to set everything up, or at least do it and then save it all so that you can load it in the next stream. Cue ball's gone. Here's another gift for German Potting Machine. Now, I hope he's paying attention and he knows he's got ball in hand. Well, he does. Well, he's got 6 racks on the board here. And there's a 9 ball has gone as well. Boom, bang, a bang. And suddenly it's 7. No, listen, you name it, I have tried all of them. I tried Meld, I didn't like it either. And I'll tell you why I didn't like Meld, because the monitor part of it, that you can see what your layout is too small for me. XSplit gives me almost a full screen on my second monitor where I can see all my layout. Meld doesn't go big enough, and neither does OBS. That's another reason I don't like OBS either, that your actual monitor for your live stream that you're looking at on your presentation side of things is too small. And that's one reason I don't like either of them. God forbid the XSplit goes bust in the shut up shop, because I really like XSplit. I wouldn't say I know XSplit inside out, but I've got a hell of a lot more idea what I'm doing with XSplit than what I would ever be prepared to invest in OBS. But I suppose the one benefit for OBS people who use it is that it's completely free. And also there are thousands of videos on YouTube telling you how to install various add-ons and stuff to do crazy stuff in it. There's thousands of videos that do that. You don't have that with XSplit. And that's mainly because XSplit is something you have to buy. But when you buy it, it's a lifetime license. You're not renewing it every year. I bought it and paid for it outright. And also, I would also say, and I've said this in the past also, that XSplit's customer support up until now was very good, and I'll give you a caveat on that. And the reason I say that is is that if you go to XSplit support now, it's a bloody AI question thing. Every time I went to XSplit in the past, you were talking to a human being. Now it's an AI thing that you have to go through. And everybody knows what that is when you start typing stuff and it comes up with bloody suggestions and all of that crap. So if they're going down that route, then their customer service might not be as good in the future. At some point, I'll probably need them, and then we'll get the true test of how good their customer support is. But any time in the past I've used it, it's been first class. Can't fault them. Whenever I've had issues, you send them your file, your document file with all the files in it and all the stuff they can read, and problem's always been solved. So with 13 racks to set, who would have ever thought at the start of this match that German Potting Machine would end up getting 7 racks? Certainly not me. Aye, Prism. Tried that a long while ago. There's another one. What's the one? I can't remember. There's something that ends in pop, or it's got pop in the name. That was another one I tried as well that you might not have even heard of. I've tried them all. Believe me, I've tried them all. What was it called? Oh, I can't remember, but it's got something pop in the name. And you can do live streams in it as well. It might, for all I know, it might have died a death and never seen the light of day since I tested it out a while back. Yeah, Meld and all of them, tried them all. I just don't like them because the monitor part of it doesn't expand. It doesn't go to a much bigger screen, which makes it easier to work around. Well, the likes on that like bar have stalled, folks. They have stalled badly. They have. That's disappointing. Well, it's now gone 2 minutes past 5. Less than 3 hours to go until England face their destiny tonight. And Bankster is just 1 rack away on the hill from surviving another round. I think he might have been dry there, though. Yeah, dry break. Right, well.
Hasta la vista, baby.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
Well, Bankster about to complete the proceedings for this afternoon with, you can still say it was a comfortable victory, but I think German Potting Machine got a lot more racks than he probably should have. But anyway, it's still a tidier result for him than what it is for Bankster. So well done to Bankster. He survives to the next round by 15 racks to 7. Now we'll have a quick look at the bracket just to see where Bankster... Let me get rid of that. Back to that, and then back to the bracket. We'll see where he's sitting. I think he's down the bottom here, as a matter of fact. Where are we? Oh, there's a good tie in the one-loss side. Interchange X up against One Pocket Slim. That's a good one to look forward to. Now, there we go. We've got Bankster up against RTX 5090 on the one-loss side. We've got Albinario, of course, waiting there after his match last night against Cobra. Albion didn't really get going at all. Well, he's waiting on the winner of Chiku and NS War. Further up, we have Mooncake waiting on the winner of that match on Friday between Larry and Silent But Deadly. So that's the only match that's on the schedule. And just so everybody knows, we're now at round 4 on the winner's side. We've got Cobra up against Acero from Japan. Deadline date for that is what? July the 27th. And then further down, we've got Spectre Dawn up against Bedhead, and that's going to be a clash as well between those two. So there's some good matches there. Spectre Dawn, of course, playing as solid as he does, he's still looking for that first title, but his problem is the two main suspects, his main rivals, his main threat to winning this event, they're still in it. And that's what he's got to overcome. So some good matches. Look forward to them. Well, that's it, folks. That's your afternoon's viewing on VP4 TV. Well done to the winners today. Good luck next time. Get to work on those things you might need to improve to survive next time round, or at least make your contribution to the tournament a little bit better next time around. I'm off to get dinner, get settled, and get the football on when it gets nearer the time. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you again very soon. Good afternoon.
What a fantastic play. Absolutely incredible.
Welcome to VP4 TV. We have live streams from all the major championships held in VP4 online. On many occasions, I'm also joined in the commentary booth by virtual pool game developer Steve Chaplin. I am Tactical Genius, aka 9ball.com.
Good night, ladies. No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.